Hello, everybody. Welcome to another amazing stream by myself, your gracious host. Yep, tonight I will be co-casted with Trabe on the chair. Tonight's matchup is going to be another Division B East between Team Brain Dead and SYK. I just want to really quick give a nice shout out to those people that followed at the beginning, Advent Blood and Obsidian 1919. For those of you that happen to watch, feel free to hit that follow button. In the meantime, tonight's matchup is going to be pretty interesting. We have the maps already figured out, the map bans. The coin flip was Team Brain Dead's, however they lost it. So SYK just opted for first hero pick. So the map bans are going to be Tomb of the Spider Queen and Volskaya Foundry. And then for game 1 is going to be Dragonshire, and then game 2 is going to be Infernal Shrines. So,
yeah, two of the classic NGS maps that we've loved to see over these past couple weeks coming back into play here tonight.
Indeed. I mean, I've seen some pretty spicy games, man. I've seen some Braxis, I've seen some Dragonshire. I haven't really seen too much Cursed Hollow. I've seen tons of Volskaya Foundry.
Yeah, it seems like people are the traditional sort of 3-lane maps. People are sticking to them. Because you practice on them, you've got a comp ready to go. Why risk going to Braxis or something scary?
All right, so I'll just make sure everybody's ready, and then we'll work on getting to this game. You guys know how I work at this point. I try to get everything good to go, so that way we're not sitting here too long on this camera screen, and we get right into some juicy hot action.
Yeah, any match in Division B is going to be very juicy, I've found, especially B East. I think it's one of the most competitive, if not maybe the most competitive divisions that we've got in NGS. All of the teams, this whole middle pack of 10, 12 teams, all bunched up right around that 500 mark. So any matchup here is going to be a big one as teams are trying to get into that top 6 to make sure they can avoid wildcard weekends.
For sure. All right, so let's get this game going. Look forward to seeing what this lineup's going to be. All right.
Yeah, I was taking a...
All right, so sorry, go ahead, Trade.
So I was saying I've been taking a look at what these teams like to do on their drafts. And what stands out to me is that a lot of teams are doing sort of Deckard white main shuffle in drafts right now, trying to get one of those 2 healers. Neither of these teams put a very high priority on the Deckard at all. So I'm interested to see how that skews the draft and what different stuff we're going to see.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's Dragonshire, so I would expect to see an Asmodan ban out to it. I also would expect to see, a Raynor or maybe even a Yrel. White Mane does have her place, especially on this map, in those close quarter fights, the more damage that her teammates are being dealt, especially in the later game, the more she can heal. So, we might see a White Mane ban or maybe even opted to try to get a first pick out from SYK.
I would suspect we'd see the ban, but we don't have it so far. We've got Asmodan and Raynor, 2 that you mentioned, very strong on this map, very strong in the late game. Very scary heroes to let go out, so not surprised by either of those.
True. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see maybe like a Garrosh ban or, something along those lines.
On this map, there's going to be a lot of those small skirmishes. You're going to have your solo laners up top, and the rest of them in pretty much a near constant brawl down in the bottom and mid lane. So anyone who can take advantage of those long drawn out fights is going to get some big value. So we have the Genji ban coming out of SYK. Let's see what Team Brain Dead follows up with. Now, this could be a potential respect ban. I know one of the guys from Team Brain Dead does like their Genji. So I'll just give a shout out to that dude. I lost rank points to you yesterday. You know who you are. Final ban is going to be the Blaze. So Yrel's still open in that top lane.
I'm actually really surprised. Ooh, Yrel is picked, so I'm actually expecting to see Malthael coming out of Team Brain Dead. Benji does play a really good Malthael into Yrel. However, what I was trying to say before is I was actually really surprised by that Blaze ban. I know in the last matchup I casted from them, they actually played a really good Blaze, Benji, so...
Got Stukov, Diablo. The Stukov hasn't been a surprise, I don't think. DB Smiley, one of his top, if not his absolute favorite
heroes.
I love
this Diablo pick, but I've been kind of one-tricking Diablo. lately. So, I mean, he just maps like these, like where you got to contest over points, especially small areas. You know, he really has the potential. But we have the white main pickup from SYK, which is something you called out, and then Steve coming out into play as well.
Yeah, facing down the Yrel white main is not anything I ever personally want to be doing. But Stukov, Diablo are comfort picks, and so I think it's sort of the question: do you take the super meta stuff, or do you take the comps you know that you can run successfully? You've had success with.
So like, kind of what I'm looking at here is, I mean, if Deep Benji picks up that mouth ale, it could work out still, especially because of the fact that they have double frontline. Maybe even seeing some kind of Tychus pick, because Tychus is really good at just melting Yrel. You know, as long as he doesn't, attack her when she's using Ardent Defender, he is really good at just chunking away that health. So I'm kind of curious to see what Team Braindead's going to respond with in this next two picks.
Yeah, they're going to need something big. Just the sustain of Yrel, Murid, and Whitemane. It's going to be very tough to get SYK down low health at all. So they're going to need the games to be brought
out. Being banned. I mean, I also kind of feel like Diablo isn't really that good to go 2v1 in a frontline battle. I feel like he will need some support, maybe a Varian, maybe, Nartanis, something with a little extra beef. Ooh, so there is my prediction. The Malthael coming out to play.
Yep, you got it right. Kael'thas provide some of that burst damage down bot. Living bombs to stop Muradin's heal from proccing.
I do like that. I really do enjoy it because I know Whitemane's ult for the most part. A lot of people are going to be clumped up. Depending what Yrel goes, people could be potentially clumped up, especially if I don't remember the name of that ultimate, but it was a Sacred Ground where it provides armor.
I think that's correct.
But, so the Living Bomb does have potential here, but we have SYK picking up the Thrall and the Jaina. It looks like it could be a potential 1-3-1 coming out of SYK. Thrall's pretty capable of solo laning, so is Yrel. Let's see what the...
Yeah, they've got solid wave clear, and their laning setup can be super flexible here. Pretty much anyone but Whitemane can cover a lane on their own. No difficulties. They're going to have a lot of chances to split people off to pick up mud camps.
A solo tank Diablo here, and they opted for the Zeratul.
Team Braindead has put a high execution comp here together. I think it can absolutely be effective, but the Kael'thas, the Zeratul, the Diablo are going to have to be very in sync about getting these engages and jumping on the same target if they want to get Pixie. I think they can do it. They're a more than competent team. I'll be interested to see how they approach it.
For the most part, like if I was to look at these compositions right now, I would say just kind of on paper, like in theory, SYK has the better composition. They have, for the most part, because they have more than enough wave clear. They have that really beefy front line. They have that damage, but at the same time, I feel like if Team Braindead can't execute their specific needs, that it can turn out really well as well. So let's see how it comes out.
Yeah, I mean Diablo flip into a Stukov silence. Zeratul Kael'thas last right. That's going to take out anyone, no problem. I think that this will be interesting. I agree with you that SYK probably has the stronger comp on paper, but this is a far from over match, obviously.
All right, so we are getting into game number 1 here between Team Braindead and SYK. And representing on the left side, we have Team Braindead. And we are going to have on the Dibbles, still in the Hearth, we're going to have Advent Blood. We're going to have Benji on the Malthael. We're going to have Zatch on the Zeratul. We're going to have Mydronite on the Kael'thas. And Stukov being played by DB Smiley.
And over on the right side for SYK, we've got Zoomies on Jaina, Obsidian 19 on Whitemane, Shammy Pants on Yrel, Tastamalf on Thrall, and Who's on Mom.
I gotta, not gonna lie, Shammy Pants is kind of one of those like names you can't really take serious. It's like, oh, I have Shammy Pants.
You can't take it seriously until you've got a big Yrel hammer in your face, and then things get a little serious real quick.
All right, so I'm kind of curious as to already the pick from the Diablo. He opted for the Feast on Fear. You know, if you stun somebody with a Shadow Charge or something along those lines, you get 12% of your health back, I think, over time, which is true. However, I do kind of like Devil's Due. It kind of gives you a little bit more sustain, especially if you take Souls of the Flame at 4. At least that's how I feel about it. But
yeah, I think Devil's Due is the traditional pick. I can see if they're going for these very bursty, engaging team fights. You've got Stukov to heal you up in the off time.
Yeah.
So maybe you're valuing the heals when you need it.
Now
more than
we have a
over time.
really quick camp coming up from Team Braindead. That's not a bad choice. Malthael being in the top lane against the Thrall. Stukov actually in the bot lanes, working on just getting that body soak against the Yrel.
Yeah, I have not seen many 4-man Yrels recently. I had sort of assumed the Yrel was going to be top against the Malthael, but I could see how, you know, when you're thinking about that engage, you figure Malthael and Yrel is going to have a great game. You replace them with the Thrall.
Well, yeah, they seem to be opting for that 1-3-1. But right now we have a little bit of a scuffle down at bot lane. Kael'thas doing his bit of damage there. Muradin a little bit low, but nothing significant. Yrel actually getting tossed in, charged into the back line here of Team Braindead. Kael'thas a little low, having to get away.
Yeah, that sustain that Shamey Pants has, his ability to just go in there and mess things up. Zeratul's not around, he can pretty much do it.
And Benji right now, he got boss just dominating that top lane against a Thrall. Thrall playing it real safe. Alright, so Team Braindead working on coming up here. Backing away now. Jaina with those juicy slows on dibbles. Now we actually have Souls of the Flame at fuller, so he is kind of opting for a little bit sustainability there.
Yeah, and on this map in particular, where you've always got the waves nearby, you're always going to have these close quarters team fights. You can get a lot of value out of that.
Twitch chat, please keep the wording very friendly. Thank you. I know Team Braindead fanatics are really hyped, but let's keep the wording nice and friendly. Anyway.
TB Smiley trying to sneak onto this point to take it back, but too much pressure from SYK. It's risky to go out there alone.
It is true. It is risk right now. However, I feel like if Zeratul might be able to make a play here, if he's able to make it happen.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the big point all game. They're going to be, in any of these fights where Zeratul isn't there, they're going to be slowly pushed out just due to lack of damage.
Benji's in a little bit of trouble up here. Yrel and Thrall going after him. He's going to be able to get away just barely, though.
Still has tap, luckily, so he won't have to go back too far. He's got to be watching out.
Actually jumping in on the Thrall, and they do manage to get him.
That secures the kill.
First kill of the game goes to Zatch on that Zeratul. Now that the spoiler is over, he was the guy I was talking about that I lost rank points to.
Zatch looks like he's briefly considering an engage on Shamey Pants, but decides to back off.
We seem to be having Malthael dealing with that at the moment. Diablo a little bit low, trying to soak that passive lane a little bit. Kael'thas getting stunned. Zeratul coming in, trying to box out that.
Nice flip onto Obsidian there. Nice follow-up
stun. We might have a dead white main here. Oh, getting away just barely. But you know they were able to zone out the team enough to secure the bottom, shrine, which isn't bad at all. They definitely have about a quarter of a level lead. Not super significant. They're
getting some nice siege damage down here bot as well. Kael'thas just getting some free living bombs out on those structures.
I would agree. So Team Braindead currently has both shrines, at least for the moment. It's about to be rectified though. Diablo coming up, working on anchoring for that Kael'thas so he doesn't get jumped on the camp. Just taking shots from the Mur Steve.
Looking through the talents we've got here, it's interesting that Jaina did opt to go with the Frostbolt talents at levels 1 through 7, not taking the mana talent on 1 or 4.
Interesting indeed.
I used to figure if you're going to have these bursty fights, having that extra damage, that extra range is going to be helpful. But, you know, always have a risk of backfiring. Jaina pretty mana hungry already with those talent. Not taking it might be setting yourself up for some issues down the line.
I agree. I feel like if she does conservation, Murden actually could be in a bit of trouble here. White.
Ooh. Diablo with a very nice stun there, but
those
it's not
juicy
quite
wall
enough.
bangs from Advent Blood. We actually have a decent amount of stacks on the Murden, 15 so far. We have Siege camping pushed on bottom lane. Definitely securing the tower here. The walls, the gate's going to go down. And yeah, right now, Team Braindead is just going to secure their 10s. We have a potential gank situation coming up, though. Zoom.
There's a gank situation, but Braindead has their ults already. This might be a little ill-advised for SYK.
I think they're just trying to push them back so that way they can clear the siege camp and not lose more than they already did. Uh-oh.
3v3 here as Hydro Knight comes back in. Zeratol's looking
Murden
to make it a 3v4.
is in trouble. He ain't getting away. Oh, VP down, Lightning Breath.
Out. Lightning Breath ready to... Zeratol's taking tower shots. He has to back out. Too low for SYK, but they... Oh, well.
Poor
Obsidian playing on the nice edge
Blood.
here.
He actually charged a minion. But... yeah, just that that Lightning Breath, though, I think it was a little timed early, but we have Shammy Pants here, actually, Ardent Defender coming in. Team Braindead actually stop hitting her. Stukoff pushing her away.
Mass. I'm a little surprised to see the Void Prison without any real immediate follow-up. You don't have the APOC to complete the combo since you have Lightning Breath. So you can throw out a Phoenix and just kind of charge in. It's still a good engage tool, but... I would have maybe expected to see Zeratol's other ult get picked.
I mean, right now, I feel like the longer this goes, right now, it's just more in the favor of Team Braindead. I mean...
yeah, they... as long as they can sort of avoid these fights where Zeratol isn't in position and just make sure they take the fights they want.
We actually have Zeratol
Here
and
comes
the
Zeratol. This is one they want.
Phoenix coming in.
Zumi's taking a lot. Ring of Frost is out, but hits no one. Lightning Breath going hard on that
And
Murden.
White Main's the next to go. So right now, we would easily say that Team Braindead is going to secure this dragon.
Yeah, Urel's they're trying to defend, but down 3v5. I think she'll just have to back out.
Hey, wow, actually,
okay.
Zatch managing to get in it without Shammy Pants contesting it. So now we have the first Dragon Knight of the game. They're gonna, work on pushing that bot lane since it already has the most damage. They could even potentially get a keep wall out of this, especially now that they have their 13s online, so they have that talent tier advantage.
Silence here. We've got some isolations onto members of SYK, but as much health as they have, I'm not sure. Zeratol's in that Dragon Knight, which lowers their kill potential a lot. I think they're just looking to sort of push them off, make space for the Dragon Knight to get his work done.
Yeah, I agree. You know, right now they're just playing it safe. They're waiting for potentially the minion wave, and then they're gonna try and maybe get that a keep tower or two.
I think they will. Dragon Knight is looking healthy. Only 15 seconds left, but that's more than enough time.
Actually, Murden barely getting away. Lightning Breath being summoned, but it's not really connecting with anybody. It's a decent zone tool, though, at the end of the day.
Jimmy Pants is sort of looking for the flank on the Surel, but decides to back off.
And overall, I would say that was a really good DK coming from Team Braindead.
Yeah, they got a lot of value out of it. They didn't overextend and accidentally get caught up in a counter engage. They just got some solid experience, got a level lead. Now they're going back to the same game they were playing earlier.
We have a 4-man chase after this Urel, potentially. They smell blood in the water there for a second, but now SYK coming to invade Team Braindead Siege Camp.
I think this is smart. When you had all that vision top, you've got an opportunity to come take this camp.
Shoving the Murden away. Quick. Giving time for his team to show up. Void Prison coming in.
Oh, a nice boy.
Phoenix coming in. White Mane solo. Ring of Frost coming in, not really doing much. Ardent Defender coming in. Blast Rights being used.
Murden down. Yeah, you can see Zumi's trying to come back in and put out some damage on that Jaina there, but just too low to safely re-engage. It's a lot of pressure on Team Brain Dead's side.
So many ultis being used.
Brain Dead just continuing to apply that macro pressure. They've got Benji up top taking the bruisers, and they've got Zeratul and Diablo down bot doing the same. It's going to be a lot of pressure top and bot.
Alright, so now we're going to have the Shrines coming up again in 30. We have both Bruiser camps, bottom and Team Brain Dead's being completed. SYK following it up with one of their own. However, Team Brain Dead could potentially...
They're not
going to walk it in, but they could have walked it in potentially just maybe try and secure that keep.
Brain Dead's going to be picking up their 16s very soon, and with this pressure that SYK is going to have to deal with, it's going to be tough for them to be successfully defend this Dragon Knight pickup. However, nobody is bot for Brain Dead.
I feel like right now they're just going to maybe work on trying to clean up the top bruiser as a 5. You know, their 16s are online now. They might even try and push out the support really quick, just because they know SYK isn't on their talent tier, and SYK doesn't want to look for a fight right now.
Yeah, they've got no fear of SYK trying to come up here.
Now, this is what I like from SYK here. They're actually working on trying to get some soak back, trying to catch up to their 16, working on chunking down these towers and maybe even potentially going for the fort here.
But yeah, they have to back off as Team Brain Dead does the smart thing and starts pushing the top keep.
Yeah, definitely a sign of nervousness there from SYK having to come clean this bruiser camp. Team Brain Dead's already on it, though. They're starting to move to secure that bottom shrine.
Will SYK send someone top, or will they try to defend bot? Top is looking pretty empty right now, so we may have an engage come out here.
If I was him right now, I'd try to maybe leave Murden in mid, try and stall some time, and just work on soaking 16. They cannot fight until 16.
Yeah, they don't want that at all. And they're so close. They're only a third of a level away. That's a
Team Brain Dead, if anything, wants them to fight before 16. And it looks like they might be trying to go for it right now.
All the CC goes on.
Last Rights coming out on the Murden, however, the VP.
Oh, my. Sitting low, the lightning breath isn't quite enough. But Team Brain Dead's got their 1 kill, and that's really all they needed here.
Right now, SYK... You know, it wasn't the worst case scenario. They didn't get a full team lane. However, they wanted to get 16. They wanted to try and hold out and maybe make some kind of play happen and get that DK.
Yeah, down the Murden. They've got their 16s, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, right now,
they're trying to defend this. Down bot, they're moving in on Tastamouth.
Yeah, Tastamouth looked like he was in trouble for a second there. They pinged Obsidian was moving through the jungle there. Didn't catch him, though.
Did you get some nice damage on Chamois Pants here as Zatch goes for the channel?
Stukov lurking arm.
Big Stukov silence.
DK secured once again by Team Brain Dead, the second one of the game. We definitely have some hype in chat for D Benji. And then no APOC Omega Wool from Smart Angel.
Looks like Team Brain Dead's just going to take this straight bot, finish off that keep that they started earlier. I think that's the right call.
Yeah, if I was them right now, they just keep bot pressure going. This Murden actually going...
He's looking for a fight here.
Last race coming, and Phoenix going down. Urel's in a bit of trouble too! Oh, so both their front line is gone.
This just went from a keep to potentially game for the side of Team Brain
counters
Dead.
Right now, and the health of the DK, I can confidently say game 1 is going to Team Brain Dead.
The full Stukov combo onto White Mane and a lot of follow-up. Yeah, this one's looking as over as they come.
Yeah, so game 1 looks like it is going to Team Brain Dead here.
Thundering comes out. Zoomies and Tastamouth doing what they can. Ring is still up. There's a chance. but they need to move quick.
Their biggest threat right now is that DK. Am I right in desperately trying to do something, but at the end of the day, Team Brain Dead secures game number 1.
Yeah, very well played by them. Down a little bit at the start, but just not making any risky plays. Just a nice, constant, slow victory. Get the XP where you can get it, get the structures and you can get them safely, and just eventually win through inevitability.
So let's look at this score summary here. So right now we actually have 9 kills on the side of Team Braindead, 0 on the side of SYK. And we see right here that Kael'thas pick really just, cranked out that damage, cleaning up the lanes real good, had that hero damage, Zeratul doing his thing, going in for those nice juicy cleanups. An overall well-rounded game from Team Braindead, and I'm really kind of curious as to what the minds of SYK are thinking right now. Because, like I said earlier, technically, on paper, they had a really good draft. But
yeah, this is a tough to execute comp for Team Braindead, but they did it very well. That Zeratul, that Kael'thas, that Stukov, they all can collapse on one target, get all the CC combined, and get the blow up, which is exactly what they needed. It happened time after time, even through a white main heal.
Indeed. So with that said, let's work on getting into game number 2. It's going to be on Infernal Shrines. And this was actually the map pick for SYK. So they still have a chance to redeem themselves here.
Yeah, I'd be interested to be in their comms right now, because you look at that into that game screen and it looks pretty bad, but really it was absolutely not a stomp. Most of those fights were pretty even, with just Braindead getting the 1 or 2 kills. SYK was very smart. They never got wiped. They never took any terrible fights. They just couldn't quite find that one breakthrough moment it seemed like they were looking for.
Yeah.
I'll be interested. I'd like to see if they're going to go with a similar sort of big wombo ring sundering blow up thing again, or if they'll try a slightly different tack with the second map.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious. I mean, Infernal Shrines has kind of opened up a lot of different possibilities. It's definitely a lot more clumped up. It's an all one centralized location. Infernal Shrines is definitely one of those maps where if you're looking for team fights, you're getting them.
Absolutely.
So right now we are just actually just got asked for a brief break. So with that said, gents, ladies and gents, we're going to go to a quick break. And so we will be back in a minute. So thank you and stand by. right, and we're back. Sorry about the brief few minutes. Team Brain Dead requested a few minutes, and I figured it'd be a good time for me to use the restroom as well. So we're back now. We're just waiting to make sure all the teams are ready to get into Game 2 on Infernal Shrines. And all right, so we have everybody ready.
Yeah. Let's get it started.
And so we're going to work on getting into Game 2 now.
So going into this draft, if you're SYK, I guess what are your thoughts about Game 1 and what adjustments are you making?
I mean, one of the things I'd probably do is maybe get a... One of the things I maybe see from them is banning Diablo. You might see a Kael'thas ban here. You know, there's a lot of different potentials here. So let's see what Team Brain Dead is going to ban, because they get first hero pick on this map. And a VCR player here in my Twitch chat. Team Brain Dead, best team in NGS. And he apologizes for missing Game 1. He had to play a series. Welcome, VCR player. So actually we have Rainer and Fat Modan being banned.
He's like a little bit similar to last game. I seem to recall the draft going right down these lines before.
Ooh, so that white main ban coming out, they not like playing against her.
Team Brain Dead not interested in trying to pick up the white main for themselves. So yeah, DB Smiley must be, he's comfortable on that
Yeah,
Stukov.
Stukov isn't a bad pick. I mean, on here you can even see like Alex Straza, and they're opting to ban Yarel. Ooh.
Will be the
First pick, Kael'thas from Team Brain Dead.
This is a good map for it. Phoenix gives you a ton of shrine control. You've got great just sort of general poke and ways to pressure people out.
Yeah, and you can even living bomb the little guardian minions, and there you go. You got a team that's full living bomb. So we actually have Diablo being picked up by SYK as well as Gul'dan. Now, kind of my predictions I could see with this composition right now from SYK. I wouldn't be surprised to maybe see another frontliner. I wouldn't be surprised maybe even see someone else like a poke. Because then at that point, all they really need to do is just kind of poke. They don't need to go hard engage, if that makes sense.
Yeah, if you've got Diablo, if you've got Gul'dan, once people are low, a big Horrify or a big charge lets you finish them off. You don't necessarily need a little DPS running in there.
The Stukov pick here, though, isn't a horrible support against Gul'dan. He's one of those few healers that, with his burst healing, can heal out that damage over time. The Haka coming out, which is a strong solo laner here.
Yeah, and it looks like Team Brain Dead's just saying, why fix what ain't broken? You know, we know a similar comp to this worked well last game. Let's try the same thing.
So they're actually opting to get rid of the Garrosh, which isn't a bad ban on this map. Now,
yeah, you can do sort of a take choke. Murden's still up, Johanna's still up, so definitely some options remain for Team Brain Dead.
Alex Straza actually being banned. That's not a bad ban either. Alex Straza can be a pain with this current lineup here, especially Lifebinder on a Diablo, keep him longer in the game. Those AoE heals, keeps Gul'dan, able to just consistently have mana because he's just getting healed all the time.
I'm a little surprised at the lack of Deckard focus we've seen from both of these teams. They're not interested in picking it. They're not interested in banning it for the most part. He's just sort of sailed through.
Blaze, which I really like here. That bunker is going to be great. I like the gray main, somebody that can get into that back line and try and get at that Kael'thas. So I think SYK is saying, hey, you guys may have won Game 1, but we're not dead yet.
Yeah, this is a pretty scary comp to go into. Brain Dead is going to need a nice tank here. I'm interested to see what they go with. It will be Johanna. So that gives you a lot of those disengage tools. A lot of that additional protection.
I like the Joe. Hard engages. If you're going to go for a tanky tank, that is the tankiest of the tanks. She just has such a huge health pool, and, she has some good utility. I'm expecting to see Blessed Shield come out, because it really kind of combos well. She can stun a lot of people. Kael'thas can kind of do some damage. And we have a
Greymane is...
We have a Rhaegar pick.
Sorry, go ahead.
Now, I kind of feel like maybe Bloodlust might be a potential here from Rhaegar. We could, Ancestral is really common too, but, Bloodlust might have its potential here as well.
I could see it. I'm wondering if... It seems like if Braindead is trying to do a similar thing with Dahaka Tongue or Blessed Shield into Kael'thas Thrall Blow Up, having a healer with that hard cleanse is going to be very useful. So I think the Rhaegar is a good pick there. With the Ancestral and the cleanse, if they do try to do that big pick off, you've got the tools to deal
thanks,
with it.
Aura Windrunner. I forgot to update the score. I just fixed it now. As we're working on getting to the game, I did see it though. I caught it in time. So hopefully it fixes itself in time. Charper Monzo TBD first picking KT ZZZ. All right, so we're just working on getting loaded in, and then we'll get this game number 2 going on. All right, so game number 2 between Team Braindead and SYK for Division B East. We're going to have, in the blue team, representing Team Braindead, we're going to have Advent Blood on the Joanna, the Benji on the Dahaka, Satch on the Thrall, who's enjoying those B-steps, Mydronate on the Kael'thas again, and DB Smiley, it seems to be on his comfort of Admiral Stukov.
And over in the red for SYK, we have Zoomies on the Greymane, Obsidian 19 on Rhaegar, Jamie Pants on the Blaze, Task to Mouth on Gul'dan, and Who's on Mom picking up the Diablo.
All right, so already we kind of have
an interesting split here from Team
1-1-3
Braindead,
from Team Braindead, 5 mid. Starting to kind of fan out now. I mean...
Yeah, there's no reason for them to have this early fight into a Gul'dan
this
who's
isn't a
looking for
bad
stacks.
scenario, though. I mean, I don't mind it right now. It's not bad at all. Zatch can just play the mid safe, kind of passively soak, and they can kind of I see where they're going. They're just trying to rotate in between potentially mid bot.
Yeah, that's very smart. If they can sort of get on the opposite rotation of SYK, Gul'dan will have no chance to stack this Echoed Corruption quest, which is huge power spike for him. The more they can hold him down early game,
Yeah, I
the
would
better
agree. After a certain point, Gul'dan just becomes really powerful in the damage department.
I think a lot of this game is going to come down to Zoomies on this Greymane, because Gul'dan is going to be able to get Team Braindead low, but it's going to require smart engagements by the Zoomies into, a Johanna Dahaka.
Yeah, I also feel like Greymane was just nice to pick up against that Kael'thas. Because if anybody's going to be able to get in that backline in a quick moment's notice and pick off a hero, it's Greymane.
Yeah. I would agree. Go for the throat. Gonna get very scary when we get to 10. Diablo
decided to charge against Joe. Iron Skin being used by Advent Blood, not potentially wanting to get ganked. And right now we have just relatively safe wave clear going on for Team Braindead. Working on clearing up that mid siege camp on the Thrall there.
Gonna go ahead and grab their siege camp as well, yeah. And with Stukov Kael'thas, this is a pretty quick pickup, even early game.
Agreed. So right now we have level 4s online for everybody. Just kind of curious to see what everybody picked up.
Looks mostly standard from what I can see.
I see Soul Shield coming out for Diablo, which isn't bad. Gives spell shield damage. Maybe realizing that Kael'thas is going to be a nuisance for him. Oh, actually going in for that deep charge on the Kael'thas, but backs away immediately.
Yeah, this early game, they don't have quite the follow-up damage they had last time.
And right now, we have 6 seconds till the first shrine is up and going. So let's see where this heads up.
Like SYK is likely to just head up there and start it, take early control for themselves.
Alright, so it started. Greymane working on those Guardians to the right. And they're actually not doing a bad thing. They're trying to just keep the Guardian minions on their side. trying to avoid that Kael'thas. Diablo sitting in the bush, really nice. Kind of just zoning out the team just for that little bit longer. Dahaka actually coming up on the left, though. Diablo getting caught out. He's not going to make it.
Lots of damage.
You know, however, though, this isn't over yet for SYK. They just...
With Gul'dan and Grand
they
Cocktails,
just need, like, a few left.
They're at 31.
The question is, are they going to go for it?
There's a lot of stuns waiting for them if they try to.
I mean...
33.
Blaze securing another one there. You know, if I was him, I'd be trying to go in now.
Actually, it's gonna be close.
Diablo is back.
Yeah, Diablo's back. Zumi's just going in on Greymane. Stuns everywhere.
Alright, so SYK does manage to get the Punisher. It's going to be a frozen one. Advent Blood actually really low. And he's going to get caught out.
Yeah, the Punisher is happy to finish that. And another slam onto Smiley.
You know, now if I was SYK, I'd be feeling a little bit more decent. Because that's their first kill of the series. So...
You get one, now you've sort of broken it wide open.
Diablo going in for that heavy charge again, but didn't flip him over. So there wasn't really follow from the team.
Fort looks like it'll stay up. Will SYK go in for the...
That's what Gul'dan looks like he's trying to finish up. They're not going to get it all the way, though.
Better, yeah. Smart gets back out. Don't risk anything. You've got the XP lead. You've got your kills.
Yeah, I would agree. No reason to play Risk. However, Team Braindead looking to invade. Diablo, there's silence from the Stukov.
Nice drag onto the Gul'dan.
Actually really low.
Bit of cleanse from Rhaegar.
SYK manages to get to camp, though. Blaze charging in.
Yeah, though with some nice peels
These
there.
Fights are definitely these fights
are
definitely a little more scrappy in this game.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, very nice cleanse there from Rhaegar to keep Tastamouth up on that Gul'dan. He was in some trouble, but managed to escape with just a little bit.
Right now, SYK going to work on getting his bottom siege camp, trying to put that much more pressure on Team Braindead. Team Braindead following up as well for their mid. And we're going to have a little bit of a squabble here on bottom. You know, the one thing I don't like, though, from the Diablo is he's just consistently charging the Joe, or he's diving really hard on the Kael'thas with no follow-up.
Yeah, pushing the Joe out, they don't have characters equipped to go in hard. Even if they make that space and push her out a little bit, there's just no value in it. And you're never going to isolate the Johanna.
This isn't actually too bad of a push coming from... Actually, hold on. Actually have a bit of a pause situation going on. So we will see what's going on here.
Got a DC, but they appear to be back in the game.
All right, so we're just waiting on getting everybody back in. All right, so we'll work on getting the countdown going.
So Mom a little overextended here. A nice route from Thrall. Flames might keep him up.
Diablo's not going to make it, though. And that was Souls Burned. That's actually really bad right now. That's where Diablo's strength comes in.
Oh, yeah. Diablo just extending a little bit too far with that Shadow Charge. Trying to get picks, but got to stay alive for yourself. Especially now that Team Braindead's picked up their 10s. Braindead headed over to pick up their own Bruiser camp as the next Punisher will be spawning bot. Going to create some solid macro pressure.
Greymane was actually Zumi's a little bit low on that Greymane there on that camp. Going to have to Hearth.
Making the wise decision to Hearth back.
And right now we have Shammy Pants there, just kind of chilling, waiting to secure it. They're all actually waiting to do the same, so both teams have an idea. Zatch loving those B steps.
Yeah, you got to get that beast up count out. Now that we know stats, the Storm tracks it.
Oh, does it?
Just another way. to prove you're the better team.
That'd be
I think so.
That'd be
Praise,
hilarious.
taunt, free step. This will be another advantage for Team Braindead as the Hawkeye can clear this out and then just global down. Shamey Pants will have to do the long walk from top down to bot.
Alright, so we have Team Braindead already in on this shrine, having that positioning.
The Hawk is coming in early. The drag on the task to mouth lands.
Gul'dan gone. Diablo's
got the
next to go.
follow-up.
I'm kind of curious as to why the Blaze was not there with the team. I mean, I know that Team Braindead had the Bruiser pushing, but they also had their own.
Yeah, it's always tough going up against offlaner with a global for that same reason. Feels like no matter which choice you make, you're making the wrong one.
So right now, the Hawk are going up to deal with Shamey Pants. So that way there isn't too much SYK being trying to caught up.
We've got all our ults picked up now, nothing too surprising. I do see Apocalypse from Diablo instead of that Lightning Breath.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad choice here on this map. Especially it helps with the Greymane, the Gul'dan, you know, trying to...
Yeah, if you can get him set up, that's a great opportunity for a ton of corruption damage for Greymane to just go in. I can see that, the reasoning there.
Oh, tongue on the Diablo getting caught out again!
Oh!
Ancestral is actually being
drag into
used,
the
but didn't get to
Punisher.
go through all the way. Rhaegar might be next to go.
Shield into Sundering. Obsidian's on the run, but I think he will make it out just in time. Some very nice CC layering there coming out from Team Braindead.
Yeah,
Good
right now,
communication.
you know, they managed to get the bottom four. They got a pick. You know, they have their 13s. And now they're going to steal the siege camp from SYK.
There's not much SYK can do about that. Down to talent tier and a person, you sort of cede control for a bit.
Alright, so right now we have just a little bit of SYK going on. Going to get that bottom siege. Now, if I was SYK, I would just be doing what I'm doing now. Cleaning that camp. Trying to SYK. Get that 13. Get that even talent tier. And then if I was him, I'd be trying to take a fight before 16s are online for Team Braindead.
Yeah, the one sort of weakness in Team Braindead's comp that you always get when you have Johanna, is that sort of lack of hard on-demand engaged. If you can't land that Blessed Shield. The Dahaka helps them there, but just for a small fight like this, it's going to be tough for them to get the
I feel like Blessed Shield,
make
you know,
the
you're
fight
going to
happen.
have your maximum usage in situations where, like, if you're trying to maybe get a hero that has good escape, like Greymane, you can just Blessed Shield them. Gives that extra bit of time to finish them. If they're all clumped up, you know, I just kind of quote a buddy of mine that is sitting in there in the Twitch chat. It really is like a similar concept to Mosh Pit from ETC. Everybody clumped up, you just throw a Blessed Shield, that's like 5 stuns. Or 4 stuns, you know what I mean? So, it has that potential to be like that annoying, so.
Yeah, and into a team with this many squishy targets, and you've got a Greymane, a couple stuns is all you need.
Yeah, right now, both teams are avoiding fights with each other. Team Braindead doesn't want to give up their lead advantage, and SYK doesn't want to lose anybody. But right now, Benji coming in on the back line, getting a tongue on the Rhaegar. Apocalypse coming out.
Apocalypse is out. Sumis gets the Ancestral. He's ready to go back in.
The
But
fear
Braindead's
was
so
used.
healthy.
Gul'dan doing everything he can. Diablo goes down again. Blaze is going to be able to get away. Zoomies might be in a little bit of trouble here on this Thrall. Obsidian having a tap. And
Nice
Gul'dan
drag.
getting tongued and destroyed.
Yeah, so far SYK they've had difficulties getting the damage out they need to allow Greymane to go in and secure those kills. It really is on the Gul'dan that's their solo mage DPS to make that happen. And well, he does have 31k hero damage. Looking
Yeah,
at
he
the
does.
stats. But Stukov's just been doing a great job healing.
Yeah, like
it
I
up.
said before, when Stukov is picked, he's one of those few healers that can, you know, use his burst heal and really negate that damage over time from Gul'dan. And you see,
Paying big
it
dividends
coming into
so
play
far.
here. So right now, Team Braindead just working on getting up that shrine. 16s are secured for them, And I really am kind of worried for SYK right now. You know, they don't have 16, but kind of the way the game's been going, you know, it's almost like they need to make something happen here. You see Dahaka pushing in bottom lane.
Yeah, and
if I was them right now, I would be trying to at least get some kind of a wipe here. Diablo posturing up here.
Yeah, you've got to...
Charging in on that Thrall. However, we have this Lurking Arm coming out. Phoenix coming out. Flailing Swipe. And right now, Dahaka bush stalking in, securing that Golden kill. Grammy might be next to go. Barely getting away. Oh, Dahaka secures him too.
Rhaegar.
Benji is being a beast.
He's going down as well. Yeah, you can tell that Who's on Mom is really, really looking for these engages on Diablo, but he's getting a little too aggressive, going a little too deep when the rest of his team isn't on the same page.
It seems like there seems to be a communication issue here. Because the Diablo I've seen dive in a few times, but there really hasn't been much support. And in a lineup like this, you know, you're gonna need that. You're gonna need that damage with you, or you're gonna need Blaze to follow up. You know, absolutely. If Diablo just goes in on his own, in that situation, he's in trouble.
Braindead does pick up the Punisher.
We have the John Cena, a.k.a. the Arcane Punisher, coming down.
Yeah, if I'm Team Braindead right now, well, SYK doesn't have their 16s, taking this fort for sure, and I'm looking for
Yeah, but SYK actually working on trying to secure these camps. They're just easily just letting them have this fort. You know, they're just trying to put some kind of lane pressure up. Something. Benji working on just trying to clean up them as well. Rhaegar and Blaze still staying mid. They're both hearthing.
Braindead's knocking on the door. Front wall's down. The Punisher's moving in, getting stuns. Roots, Blessed, Shield, Sundering. Phoenix is out. That's 2 kills for Team Braindead.
This could be keep and maybe even game here. Their damage is dead. They have Blaze, Diablo, and Rhaegar.
Yeah, they've got no way to take down this Punisher. And the keep already at half health. 20 more seconds until the damage comes back up for SYK.
Yeah, they are in a weird spot. I mean, it's 30% Punisher. You know, they still have a chance to meet. Yeah, Team Brain didn't disengage. They got what they wanted out of it. They got the keep.
Yeah. The 16s are up on SYK. It's risky to go in there, and I can see that backing off and taking some more control of the map is more useful than maybe getting the score down to 50. If you're not going to be able to finish, why go in?
Potentially, you know, SYK could have got some kills. Diablo going in with this really aggressive charge again. As Stukov Simon's coming in, A-Plot coming in, Cleanse was being used, Phoenix being dropped, Flailing Swipe, Bunker being dropped.
Fear hits everyone, but there's no follow-up.
The question is this going to be worth it?
Everyone's still almost at full health. SYK is desperate to make something happen here.
Diablo actually was getting tongue. Sundering coming in, Ancestral coming in on the Diablo, saving him this time. You know, I'm kind of curious to see this Diablo build. You know what? This build is really weird from Diablo. You know, like...
Yeah, it seems like it's much more of a sustain build than the go in hard pressure.
Yeah, but still, even if you do sustain, you do Devil's Due, Souls of the Flame. You know, he's lacking damage right now. I don't see Malevolence. I don't see Devastating Charge. I don't see Domination. Domination is so huge for Diablo because that means he can charge somebody, flip them, and then charge them right into his team. And the fact that he doesn't have that, that's like one of Diablo's like big selling points. So I'm kind of curious as to why this build per se. But I really feel like that's an issue.
20s are out for Team Braindead, and now they are more than ready to just move in on this bruiser camp. There's not much
and right now it looks like they might be trying to push in with double bruisers and catapults. They might be trying to go for the blood here, try to end the game. Or are they still going to play it safe? I mean, Team Braindead really not giving anything up right now. They don't need to play risk. They have their 20s online. They just really need just to play the objective.
Yeah, pushing mid makes sense here. If the next Punisher's coming mid, taking this fort down means you've got a lot more push if you're able to pick up that next Punisher. And with their 20s, I feel like that's their
For
plan.
sure. However, though, regardless of whether or not SYK has their 20s for his next objective, this is literally their make it or break it, objective. They have to. They need to like either get a 4-man wipe or a full team wipe in order to get back into this game.
Yeah, giving it up isn't really an option, and you're not going to be able to soak 20s. So I think you just look for a fight, take the best.
Like if I was at Diablo, I would try and get that KT out of position somehow. Wait for a good charge. Try and take him out of the fight. Because what I've seen happen is Diablo will charge in, Stukov will throw down his lurking arm, silences out the Diablo, so there's no flip potential, and then Kael'thas is there with the Phoenix and damage. And
yeah, the layered CC that Team Braindead has.
SYK actually isn't going to contest. They're working on just trying to clean these lanes.
Guess they figure if they've got one big team fight, might as well take it under your keep. So I can see the point of that.
The downside is, even with all this soak, they're not going to get their 20. They're not. It's not going to happen. I kind of feel like the better decision at this stage of the game was for them to fight over that objective. Because now I feel like they're trying to disadvantage. Especially, like the Punisher, they're going to have to deal with that. Then they're going to have to deal with Team Braindead with their 20s, just saying, hey, what's up, guys? We're here.
Yeah, if your big fight was going to be tough before, having a Punisher stunning you randomly sure doesn't make it any easier.
All right, so right now we have the Punisher coming in, 60% health right now. Greyman getting jumped on it. Oh, Greyman getting blown up. The cleanse actually being used on the Blaze. Sunder coming in.
Blasted shield into Sunder.
But however, he wasn't able to get away that quick. Diablo using the bunker for refuge. Goldan doing everything he can to try and damage.
Punisher wants to finish the fight.
The big isolation lands.
There's still 3 though. There's still 3. If Goldan's gonna make a play, he needs to do it now. And you know what? I think Team Braindead is actually getting this game here. Catapults are there. They got the full team.
15, 10.
Game 2 going to Team Braindead, securing a domination against SYK.
Yeah, the story of that game was just CC stun into silence into root. Just excellent play by Team Braindead to not overlap those abilities, but just take people out of the fight for 4 or 5 seconds and just blow them up.
These stats is match summary. 14 kills for Team Braindead, 1 for the team of SYK. So I guess if this was a Hero League game, I would say report Advent Blood for dying once. Just kidding. But yeah, that was just an overall great showing on the side of Team Braindead. I just kind of really feel like in that game, the coordination from SYK wasn't there as much. I don't know if it was because maybe game 1 kind of had them flustered. I don't, but yeah, it was really interesting builds from some of them per se. But let's see about getting this interview going on with Team Braindead. I'm gonna work on reaching out to them, seeing if they're up for an interview.
If you look at this Gul'dan damage, it's the top damage in the game by a significant margin. If you look at the Stukov healing, how much that damage was impactful is the big issue. You got to get people low for Greyman to go in. And if Stukov heals up everybody and you can't get through this Johanna Dahaka front line, doesn't matter how much poke damage Gul'dan's putting out.
I hear you. VCR player. Keep your comments appropriate. Thank you. I really hate being that dude. I don't want to time you out, but keep the chat clean. Thanks. All right, so I'm just waiting to hear back from one of them about an interview.
Huh. I just realized that Zoomies on Greymane here went Cocktail Explosion build. which is... It seems like that isn't the role that Greymane would be fulfilling in this comp, I would think. If you've got Gul'dan for that poke, I would think you'd want Greymane for those...
Yeah.
I mean, I guess maybe you finish, you can't... If the game's not necessarily going your way, you're not going to get much value out of Wiz and Duelist if you don't think you can build up the stacks.
Yeah, for sure, man. Just let's take a look. Yeah, just some really interesting builds here. Just overall, man. Just I'm trying not to be critical of the Diablo. Just I don't really understand the purpose of this build. I mean, but hey, Heroes of Storm has those different builds, those different talents, So there's a lot of different potential. All right, so I don't see them in lobby. All right, I see them now, so let's go meet them up. And I'll see you there, Trabe.
All righty.
Hey, how you doing, Evan?
Oh, hey, what's going on? Hey, actually, I wanted to bring Zach in here too. He really wants to talk.
All right, well, I guess we will honor this request. So have him come on in, and then we'll get it going.
Yeah.
The joys of clickety clack.
Yeah, I got a mechanical keyboard.
Hey, some people like them.
Yeah, it doesn't help you at all. It's literally just tactile.
All right, so I guess while we're waiting for Zach, we'll kind of try and get this going. So, in your round 2 match this evening, a domination against SYK. How are you guys feeling?
You cut out there.
I'll repeat. I said, in your round 2 match tonight, you had a domination against SYK. How are you feeling about it?
Zach, I'm gonna let you take it away, buddy.
Hi, Mom.
How do you feel about that game?
I don't know, man. We were coming in, and it felt really good. We definitely knew what we wanted to do. We went in there, we executed it, and felt good at all points. Definitely feeling great on both maps. And I don't think that at any point we ever felt like we didn't know what we wanted to do.
Yeah, you guys definitely seem to have that coordination there. One of the kind of things that I was kind of curious on was the in that second game, like in the early part of the rotation, were you guys kind of deliberately doing that to avoid stacking Gul'dan, or because all right.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, exactly. So we knew that our Kel'Thas was going globe, so we had no reason really to be fighting unless it was a free kill. We were just trying to avoid the Gul'dan, and so we were kind of just doing a 1-1-3 with allowing KT really just to rotate to get his globes and his stacks in a sense. And we knew that if we took it to the late game, as soon as Thrall hit 7, like their tanks are going down, right? So we were kind of just like buying our time, playing smart. Kind of like when we backed out of that team fight level 19, we were like 19 and we were just like waiting for 20 at that point. Like, and I think that's like, where we really pulled through tonight.
Yeah, you guys definitely played it safe a lot. You didn't really give away much, and that's not a bad play at all. You didn't have to really risk. You didn't, shouldn't have, had the need to risk anything. So definitely well played in both your games. So do you happen to have any other matchups for round 2? Or is this your last one?
Nah, yeah, we play Stitches Be Crazy tomorrow.
And how are you guys feeling about that one?
Oh man, we're always feeling good. Like today, like I was driving home and I got a flat tire, but I was like, you know what, we're gonna win this NGS match. So, I mean, that's what it's all about, right?
I kind of want to be trolling and say maybe you get that flat tire as karma for beating me in Hero League.
Yeah, definitely saw Yep in Hero League yesterday and decided to pick up that Genji and kind of just went right in on it. I think I went like 18-0.
No, it wasn't that bad, dude. It's not even.
I got screenshots.
But anyway, so all right. So do you guys happen to have any shout outs before we end this interview?
Wait a minute. What about your co-caster?
Oh wait,
I get to ask questions.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the handoff here. I got a whole
Oh, you
sheet.
got
Well,
a-
I have one
Yeah.
ready. I just wrote
You
it
got a
really big,
whole
so it takes
sheet.
up the
All
whole
right, go for it, Mr. Trabe. My apologies.
sheet. So game 2, you guys seem like you went very in on this layered CC, just stun into blow up into silence. Seemed like it was very practiced and coordinated.
Definitely.
Game 1, I see a Zeratul, I see Diablo. I get excited personally about Void Prison APOC. And you guys decided to go Void Prison Lightning Breath. I'd just sort of be interested to hear your thoughts behind that.
We weren't necessarily looking for the wombo. We were just looking for the isolation. For example, there was the last like real team fight when we got the last dragon, like, and we fought middle. I know there was another like skirmish before we won, but the last team fight, I was able to get that Void Prison on white main, and we just destroyed Muradin because of it. We basically were saying, we don't care who you are, we're gonna kill you. We're just gonna get your healer in the Void Prison, and we're gonna kill you.
Yeah.
That's a good way to deal with white main.
We had the same thought though. It was definitely something like when we picked it and we're like, we could go either way, but it's like with lightning breath, you have a slow. We already had the Stuke off silence and slow. It keeps them in there. So the APOC is good for follow up, but we didn't feel like we didn't feel like we needed it. We felt like the damage and the slow was better. And you can use lightning breath at any time, whereas APOC you have to wait for that follow up most of the time, or you're not really going to get any value out of it.
Well, seemed like it worked out great for you. So
Yeah, we were
congratulations.
confident between the lightning breath and the silence, the lightning breath for the slow and the silence, that it provided enough time for us to do what we had to do.
Yeah.
All right. I'm convinced.
Thank you. Yeah. So yeah, Trey, great question. Thank you.
I do what I can.
All right. Yep. I guess he's done.
Yeah, that's the one I got.
This is just an awkward interview now.
I just want to say
stored
thanks
up
to my
all
mom
power
for giving
into that
birth to
one.
me, and I also want to let my teammates know that I love them, each and every one of them, and I definitely love our fans, all of Benji's friends out there in VCR, and a lot of guys who are coming out and supporting us and everything like that. It feels great to know that we got people cheering us on and everything like that. So, I mean, we're just going to keep pushing and hoping, we can make our moms proud.
Yeah, my shout outs. I'm gonna shout out my wife every single time because she watched me play and she was rooting for me on the couch. Also shout out obviously to my team and the casters, and I always like to shout out the opponent because, like you said, game one, it may have looked like a stomp 9-0, but I mean it was just we were getting one pick and playing it safe. I mean they played a good game, so shout out to them.
Well said, gentlemen. And so there you go. Zatch's mom, if you're out there, he says, well, she's sleeping, but you can always catch the VOD later. And Advent's wife, thanks for watching as well. Hope you had an entertaining cast. And with that said, thank you for the interview, guys. And I look forward to trying to keep tabs on your game tomorrow.
All right, man.
You too.
Well, you guys have a good night.
Yeah. Best of luck with the rest of your season.
Thank you very much. Peace out, guys.
Oh wait, we're a new Discord.
All right, so there we have it, guys. The interview from Team Brain Dead, where I almost accidentally cut off my co-caster. I apologize, Trabe. Happens when you have a really long day in between doing college work and setting up time to stream. So with that said, do you happen to have any shout-outs you'd like to give out? Actually, before that, somebody in my Twitch chat asked, does Trabe have a Twitch?
I do not have a Twitch. I am currently co-caster only due to some technical stuff. So perhaps in the future. But for now, you can catch me tomorrow helping Linehouse co-cast game at 8 p.m. PST. I don't remember what game it is, but it's probably going to be good.
Also, just so we can work on getting Trabe to use Twitter, he does have a Twitter. You can easily see it there on the screen. Go give him a follow. It'll encourage him to use Twitter.
It's true. I've got one tweet. If you follow me, you could be lucky number 2.
Ooh, yeah.
Don't miss this chance.
All right, so that's it, guys. We're going to call it a night. Thank you for coming out for the Nexus Gaming Series Season 5, Round 2, Division P East matchup between Team Braindead and SYK, or SYK, rather, sorry. So with that, we are signing off.